Alright. So, hopefully, Twitch is finally catching up to us here. I have an upset puppy because he dragged his butt today. Not physically, metaphorically. So, he did not get to go on his hour-and-a-half walk today because he was lagging a little bit. So, but anyway, happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Happy Valentine's Day to you and your loved ones, no matter where they may be. All right, so what we are doing today, as you can see, it is dark. I have done work on the barge. I have done work on the base. And now I need to go get resources. Hey, no worries, Sharky. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Now, on the flip side, we are mostly through the night, I think, at this point. As you can see, the hills are alive with the sound of music. Eamon, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Happy Valentine's Day, guys. Alright, so show you some of the things that we've been working on the base. And part of the things I'm going to need to do is I'm going to rebuild some of this stuff. Alright, so I set up a crane system. This one, for some reason, whenever I connect or disconnect the landing gear down on the ground, like I want to go flying out, this thing resets its position and tends to rip itself apart. So I'm probably going to break this down some point in time today, and we'll rebuild it, and I'll show you how I set all of it up if I do. But we have another one over here, and this one actually works. So basically what we've done is we've set up the rotor to rotate, doing what rotors do. And what we've done is we've set it to a limit of 180 degrees, so it'll go, its minimum range is 0, which basically has it back in its original starting spot. And then 180 has it out here so that it's directly off the forward section of the ship. And then we have a piston attached so that if we can extend or retract the piston depending on which of the buttons we grab. And then we have a landing gear with the switch lock set here. And now basically what that does, we did turn the auto lock off, but what this allows us to do is if we build a slightly larger vehicle that won't necessarily fit on the ramp when it's going up and down, or if we want to do work on a vehicle, which we actually did, and I'll show you that here shortly as well. I'm going to go ahead and swing this thing back up. Alright, so works really well. I actually was able to use this, and the reason I built it originally was, if you remember, the mining vehicle used to have 6 of the 3x3s. Well, now it has 4 of the 5x5s. Now the nice thing is that this does allow me to get more height on it. So what I can do is I've actually got it set right now. Let me actually jump in the cockpit here. Alright, so if you notice, let me get there. So on the second bar, we now have height adjustments for the wheel settings. So what this allows you to do is if you need more clearance, more ground clearance, you can increase or decrease the height. Number 1 increases it, number 2 decreases it. I'm not going to be able to use it right this second because we're tied into the system of the new base. Can one make a battery on atmospheric thrusters and solar panels so it's up during the day, they land during the night, charge the base, and as soon as it's up, repeat? Yes, Demon, it is Lowrider. In theory, yes, you could do something like that, Sharky. What you would have to do is have it basically be attached by merge block. So what you would do is you would have basically 6 position thrusters. Well, I guess if you're doing an atmosphere, you could technically get away with just 5. You'd need 1 in each of the 4 cardinal directions and lift, obviously. But you would need to either put a connector or a merge block on it in some way, something that ties the grids together. So basically, it would just go up, and if you did it with with programmable blocks, you could actually script it so that it would go up when it got to a certain charge level. Like, let's say the battery was fully charged, then it would drop down. I'll look into it though to see exactly what you'd have to do. It shouldn't be hard, honestly. You would just basically have to. Do the remote control blocks still do autopilot? Let me see. Let me see if the remote control blocks, if these things still do autopilot, can I place you anywhere? Oh, you're an interior plate now. Okay. I apologize if you hear me sniffling. The weather has gone weird in the Bay Area again. We are back to the wonderful what the hell weather. Ow. Turn around and slam myself into a landing gear. Alright, let's try that again, shall we? Do it. Rather epic music for oh, son of a. Oh, come here, Bob. Which one of you got it? Alright. Alright, so let's go ahead and drop all this stuff off. We're going to pick up our materials again. Alright, so let's try not to kill ourselves this time. Hey, Ferender. Welcome to the stream. Happy Wednesday and happy Valentine's Day for those in the US. So yeah, like I said, I know a lot of people do have things like that set up, but I don't know how many people have automated the process, and I think Sharky is looking to try and automate the process. Like I said, if the remote control blocks allow you to do autopilot still, yeah, I don't really care if it welds it up or not. I just need to get in here so we can look at it. Okay, so it does still do autopilot. So yeah, what you could do is if you set it up on autopilot, you would be able, really easily actually, you'd be able to just set a location that you want it to go to, and a elevation that you want it to go to, and what it will do is just basically you set it on patrol, and then if you run it with some scripts in there, what it would allow you to do is to actually say at this point you then run this. So when the battery is at 98% full or something, it runs the script. The script then says, okay, go from this point to this point, dock up. Yeah, autopilot seems to get more and more picky every update, and it's unfortunate. I like the way it used to work, where you could basically, you say, here's my waypoints, and you'd build a list of waypoints, and it would go from point A to point B to point C to point D. Made having base patrols be really, really nice. They were an awesome thing to have. 29 Fahrenheit? Yeah, I'll take the 29 Fahrenheit, Wartaw. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I still remember when autopilot was actually useful. Because for those who don't know, autopilot in the game used to be the way that you'd set up auto miners. You could actually have it go from point A to point B to point C, and while you were mining, I shouldn't say auto mining, material transportation. So what you could do is you could be working somewhere where you would be mining, processing, using the assemblers to build stuff. Have the autopilot set up to come over to where you were, dock up on the ring, sit there for however long you wanted to sit there for. And if you're using something like the automated inventory system, or at that point Tim was just coming out, basically you would have the cargo boxes name specific things so that the inventory sorting system would push stuff over to that ship. The ship would decouple, fly back to your main base, reconnect, and then the automated system that you had over at your main base would then pull all that cargo out, and the ship would then disconnect and fly back. You used to be able to do a lot with the remote control blocks. Unfortunately, they took a lot of that functionality out. So nice. All right, so let me show you what we're working on. So yesterday on the YouTube side of the stream, we went ahead and built this hangar area. We got most of this sorted out. I did go back and modify it a little bit. We took out the lower section of the support because when I put the larger wheels on, obviously it didn't have the clearance, so we had to fix that. So if you remember, we put a large cargo block behind this wall. We have the connector there with the conveyor block there as well. Actually, I'm going to leave the light off so you can see the ambient in here, and then we'll turn the light on once we get in. Now, we have 3 batteries stacked in a row here because we do have the solar panels up there. These things are constantly charging. We come in here, I did go ahead and build a medical facility, so we have a couple of cryopods and a medical bay. So if we decide to have more people come visit, like the next time Sharky's schedule is available, and I think to ask him ahead of time, he'll have a place to sleep inside the base. Now over here, I am going to have to turn light on for this portion of it. So this is the bottom of our cargo container area. And as you can see, we have an unfinished pipeline, and what this is going to do, this is going to be our line going out to the area that we're going to build out on the ice. And I figured we might do a little bit of that today. It's going to be really boring though, because it's basically going to be us just mining for, you know, I don't know, 200 yards or 200 meters or so. Yeah, Sharky, I was just running really late today and didn't get a chance to ask you, and I forgot to ask you last night, so my apologies. Now, we did go ahead and add in an oxygen generator so we can actually charge stuff in the base. We have a small recharge chair that I was using. That may come out. I haven't decided yet. But then we have the hallway of production. This thing is rather fun. So what I did is I went ahead and sunk 4 of the refineries into the ground there. Have it connected here so it feeds back into the network, obviously. And then all of them have yield modules on them. Coming down here a little bit, we now have 2 large reactors online, so we have plenty of power. And the reason I have a second large reactor is because we're going to be building eventually a larger jump ship that we're going to have things like the mobile base, the atmospheric base that we have right now. We'll be actually attaching that to, and I want to be able to change, or I want to be able to charge all of the batteries on everything pretty much at one stop. Yeah, the anti-collision AI has always been a bit aggressive, but it's good that you can still set the waypoints. But like I said, I haven't played with the remote control block in probably about a year, when they made the initial changes to it that caused a lot of the scripts we were all running at that time to break. Using it for like the auto docking and things. Oh. So yeah, this was basically, I finished the live stream yesterday, and then I went through, did all the things I had to do offline, like just getting things around the condo and everything cleaned up. And basically I sat down and ended up playing for like 6 hours. So I got all of this built out. We've got 5 assemblers, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 5 assemblers, which are upgraded with speed modules. And we do have a build and repair bot tucked into the wall over there somewhere. Coming down this way, you can see the end of where the build and repair bot reaches. Alright, so we ended up digging out the mine area to the uranium. And then if you go this way, that actually leads up, or this path leads up to iron. Now, because of the way the whole thing is set up, actually, I did bring plates, okay. Because I want it to do this. What I'm doing is basically just blocking off a little bit of the area here, because I've been using this to collect resources. Basically, it's operating just like the mine chute that we were using over at the other base. And because of the way that everything works, Bob can actually collect resources from like down at the bottom of this ramp. So what we're doing is we're just basically closing off the areas that some of the resources were getting stuck. Ow. Alright. What we're going to do is, like I said, we'll come back and fill in some of this at some point. Now, I'm not worried about the stuff on this side because, as you can see, it's no real gaps on this side for it to get caught on. We'll go ahead and do that just in case. There we go. Alright, now to show you how this whole thing works. Because it works surprisingly well. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this going. We've got a little bit of iron here, just, you know, just to show you. So we just go ahead and mine a bunch of this stuff out. It goes down the chute. And then I do have my particles set up so that I can have, you know, like, I don't know, like 200 of these things laying there. Alright, so we want to go ahead and knock out the rest of this too, because we don't want it hanging up on things. There you go. Alright, so all of our debris goes down the drain. Oh, looks like I missed a section. Hey, you're okay. Apparently there's somebody outside working. But you see how Bob already picked up the stuff, right? So anything that falls down the chute, actually our wonderful build and repair bot picks it up. And I'm going to put a little dump area down here for stone. So when the stone comes down, it all just collects everything. Can you lower the rear and up the front of the bleeding wall? I'm not sure what you're asking there, Sharky. Now, what in the... Apparently they're doing some work outside. 1 second, let me close the window. Let's try that again, shall we? Oh, yeah, you can set that stuff up. The way I've got it set right now, all the wheels are tied together, and that's on that thing. So if you raise any, it raises all. But you could set up a second grouping of the ones that you specifically want it to adjust. Oh, now the only thing we still need the build repair bot to do is basically be able to set up a beacon somewhere. That what it does is it basically mines, say, 50 meters around that beacon. And you say, I want it to pick up everything but, say, stone. So if you have a resource like uranium, you just plant a beacon right here. Yeah, no, this is a solo play game right now. I do sometimes host some multiplayer stuff, depending on who's available and who's around. Unfortunately, the Space Engineer still has problem with the dedicated code. It's actually, for me at least, it is consistently more stable when hosting on a local machine than on a dedicated server for some reason. So I think I've had really bad luck with dedicated server hosts with Space Engineers. Now, Medieval Engineers, on the other hand, that actually tends to work really well on dedicated. So, but I am planning to do a community game day. I put out word to the the actual community. Well, I shouldn't say the actual. I put out word to the community last week about this. What I'm looking for is I'm trying to figure out which day, Saturday or Sunday, Pacific time, works best for everybody in the community. And what I want to do is basically have a day where we get everybody together and we play a game. It could be Space Engineers, it could be World Warships, it could be Medieval Engineers, whatever, Ark, whatever. But I need to figure out which day works best for everybody and what game has the most interest in it for everyone. And again, I do apologize if I sound a little nasally or raspy today. With all the stuff going on in the area, my sinuses have just been absolutely crazy today. So I'm drinking lots of juice. Pineapple juice. I just heard, I had somebody tell me yesterday, day before. I think it was the day before yesterday. Somebody told me that one of their friends is actually allergic to pineapple. Like, man, I don't know what I could. There's basically 3 things that if I was allergic to, I would not be able to survive. French fries, pineapples, and chocolate. If I was allergic to those 3 things, and we'll add a 4th. We'll say cheese. All the unhealthy stuff. Oh, but yeah. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I would starve. Oh. Yeah, but if you are interested in if you're interested in taking part in any of the community events, make sure you follow us over on Discord. That is the easiest way to stay up to date with what's going on. You can also follow me over on Twitter. I do tend to post like behind the scenes and little sneak peeks of what I've been working on. Last night, in the middle of the night, I think I posted some images of some of the work that I had been doing off camera. So it's a great way to see what's going on and to stay up with what's going on in the community as well as notices. I'd cry for a month or 2 and then adjust. I don't know, man. There's very little that I won't do for good chocolate. So if I suddenly developed food allergies like that, oh man, it would be bad. It'd be more than a little crying. I don't think it would be Unabomber bad, but it would be bad. Alright, I know, I shouldn't make jokes about that. Alright. So many Discords, yeah, I know, right? Oh. Everybody's got a Discord. Even Discord's got a Discord. Which I find funny that they actually didn't have a public Discord for the longest time. And somebody pointed out, maybe you guys should have one of these. It's like, highlight your product by using your product. Oh, man. No, I actually like the folks over Discord. They're an interesting group of people. I got to chat with 1 or 2 of them before, so. Well, if you've never had it, right? There's a dish that I first had the first time I went to Canada. It's basically chocolate chips, or not chocolate chips. It's potato chips covered in chocolate. They basically dip them in chocolate, and they're a little bit thicker than normal potato chips, or crisps for the folks on the other side of the pond. Oh, those things are so good. You get that little bit of salt from the potato chip, you get the sweet from the chocolate. Good stuff. That's actually a massive vein of uranium. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some work done today. Just grabbed a little bit of uranium. Did I pick up any? No, come. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to set a couple of waypoints here. We're going to head over to where we started mining out the access tunnel. And for those who are asking, yes, I am running this as vanilla as possible. We're up to 5 mods currently. The build and repair is one of the only block mods. We have the build and repair and the hover engines, which I am actually going to take the hover engine mod out. I've had problems with it with the vehicle builds that I do because my vehicles aren't the best for it. Oh, sorry pups. My dog has climbed under the table. Hey Shades, how you doing? Chocolate won't go extinct. I will eliminate a third of the population before that happens. Oh, all right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set a GPS here. So for the folks who have asked previously, we're gonna do from current position. So we're gonna say base position 1. All right, and so basically what I do when I'm trying to set up areas for where am I trying to get to for like bases and things, like when I'm building stuff away from areas, I basically try to go, let me see, we're gonna bring this thing's gonna come out a ways. I want this out in the middle of the lake basically. Let's take a look here. Alright, so we are going to go a little bit further out here. So we turn off the light. The fact that I can see the light reflection off the ice from this distance. The rainbow drill. Yeah, damn it, I haven't used the rainbow drill in a while. Alright. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go about like so. And then we are going to dig down. Hopefully. There we go. And I'm going to show you a little trick for when you're trying to figure out your depth. So as you can see, I am now below the depth of where I need to be, which is perfect because what I want to do is 235 meters that way. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to dig towards that point, that POI that we set. And it should be fairly quick. But for the folks that have seen some of my bigger builds where I've done a lot of subterranean building, this is actually how I do it when I'm doing it off camera. It's one of the reasons why I do it off camera, because it's really boring to watch. Hi. There we go. And basically what I'm doing is just trying to keep it somewhat level with a slight incline. Because what I do is when I bring this back out, I just basically extend it out to where I need it. So if I need to come back and make this taller, I just dig out the roof as I need to. But this is what we do off camera when we're building this thing. Now if I was trying to make it level, I would actually use my jetpack. And then what I would do is just kind of hover in the middle of the area and slowly move forward with the drill turned on. Yeah, Shades, a lot of the problem that they have, specifically because of like where the chocolate is grown, but with the way that horticulture has moved, with going with more of a preservation mindset now, they've actually started looking at ways to, I mean, you can do it in greenhouses. You just have to have a facility big enough to do it. And a lot of the chocolatiers have actually started growing their own plants, specifically to help loosen the burden. So for those who don't know, a lot of chocolate resource, the cacao beans, are actually grown in like South America, Central America areas. A lot of the areas that were traditionally rainforest. And what they did is they started clear cutting the land to put the chocolate beans in, and then as markets have shifted, some of those plants have been over farmed, and some of them are just really old and they just haven't been replacing them. And the land, they basically have destroyed the land that they were using to farm these things on. So it's pretty dire. Now the nice thing is that, like I said, they have gotten more into preservation. So a lot of the, I shouldn't say a lot, but some of the companies are now taking steps to replenish the land. Kill the pandas. No killing the pandas. Pandas are friendly and cuddly. What did we ever do to you? Oh, but yeah. So it's sad. It's really depressing when you look at all of the damage that they did for some of these things. It's like with almonds. You know, one of the things in California is that we have a very bad water problem here. Not as bad as South Africa is currently. We do at least get some rain even during our dry years. But the end of the day, basically what it comes down to is that a lot of farming practices need to change. And thankfully, a lot of companies and a lot of people are taking the responsibility to do it. So. Hey man, pandas are bears. It's the koalas you have to be worried about. And that should put us basically under. Almost under. And there we go. That. Alright, so let me go recharge really quick. I'm gonna go recharge over here because I need to go grab some plates and stuff anyway. I haven't really been making anything in the base yet. Let's go this way. So while that's recharging, we can go ahead and grab some plates. Hopefully. There we go. Actually, I need interior plates. Let's go there. Let's just go ahead and grab all of those. Alright. The holy cheese disc is safe? Well, that depends on if you follow the dairy news or not. Yeah, no. I'm a huge fan of chocolate, and yeah, when I was younger, I actually, at one point in my life, I was doing basically what equated to door-to-door sales. I was running a small wholesale company. Well, the premise of it is that you run a company, but what happens is I worked for this group as basically as an independent consignment person. What that means is that they would provide materials for me to sell for them on consignment. So as I sold things, you know, at the end of the day, I'd come back and settle up with them. Basically say I sold X number of units, and the units that for whatever the product was for that day equated to a dollar value, and basically I just had to pay them whatever my rate was for the items that were sold. And it looks like I'm gonna have to bring I'm gonna have to bring the base over to work on this a little bit. I actually ended up with this being fairly level, surprisingly. Of course, my I am off just a little bit there, but that's okay. Thankfully, voxels don't interfere with the ability of this thing to actually convey. Alright, so if I go quiet, I do apologize. I'm just focusing a little bit over here. I guess I should go back to story time a little bit too, huh? So what I was going to say is basically I was working in San Francisco for this company that we were doing consignment work on. And so I spent a large portion of my time out and about the Bay Area basically selling stuff, you know, for those who have ever been in the States or have lived in the States, you'll sometimes see these guys, and you'll see them in other countries as well. They drag these carts behind them full of basically brown boxes that say made in China on them. And they're selling items, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, pack items for anywhere from equivalent for America, it would be, you know, $1, $5, $10, whatever. I know that they had a couple of groups over in the UK and Europe, and they were selling it for roughly the same in euros, so it'd be €1, €5. So, but yeah, so basically everybody who was working at this was an independent contractor. You basically run your own thing, but they provided like management training and some other stuff to you as well as the material. And the idea was that if you did enough regularly in sales, they would help you hire people to help you grow your network, right? Eventually, this whole operation setup became known as what's called a multi-level management, which is not quite a pyramid scam. Basically, the earlier you are in getting into the system, the better off you are. But they got around some of the problems that you see in like pyramid systems by allowing you to bypass the people who got you into the system. So if you did really well and the person that basically brought you in or hired you as part of their team originally, you could actually pass them up as far as the system was concerned, right? The parent company. Because you basically operated it as an affiliate of that company. Yeah, so it wasn't actually a pyramid scheme, but it wasn't far off either. It's basically pyramid scheme 2.0. And you'll hear people talk about multi-level management, and that's or multi-level marketing, and that's what they're talking about is systems like this, where basically you end up. Look at that. We didn't end up too far off. You end up with basically independent contractors. And people ask what's the difference between this and pyramid scheme. In a pyramid scheme, you can't bypass the tier above you. You will always be under that tier, under the person at that tier. In a multi-level management or multi-level system, you can actually bypass the people who brought you into the network. So the people who brought you into the network will always pull, you know, some percentage. But what they do is after you hit a certain level, if you exceed them, what'll happen is you basically get you basically get taken out of their system. So they will always pull a small percentage, you know, basically a finder's fee. But they eventually lose some of the benefits of having a successful person in their network. So helps keep people a little bit more honest. and also makes people work a hell of a lot harder. So. Yeah, it's still technically a pyramid scheme because it's basically you have a small group at the top, a large group at the bottom. Like I said, I'm not trying to justify it or anything. It was just one of the things that I did when I was younger. It was an interesting experience. I did it for about a year, and then I basically had gotten to the point where I had my own team and was building out my team network. And one of the people that I had on my team filed their taxes wrong. So they filed as an employee and not as an independent contractor. So when they did, IRS comes showing up, and even though all of the agreement said that this person was a contractor, IRS decided, no, we don't like the way that you're running this. And it was before the MLMs and even, well, pyramid schemes were at that point, like actual pyramid schemes were out. And this was the replacement for them, basically. It was still legal. There was no problems, gray area. It was just the IRS didn't like the way that we were running the operation. So they determined that because of the way that the level of support was that it actually, they were employees. So yeah, I basically broke even. I walked away from the entire situation with, I don't know, maybe like $1,000 in my pocket. So it hurt. It was a learning experience. It was definitely interesting. Well, see, the thing is that when you start talking pyramid scheme, and this is the reason why the people who are still in it will get kind of touchy about it, is while it is on the surface a pyramid scheme, there are legal differentiations in the definitions where a pyramid scheme is straight up illegal now in the U.S. for the most part. There are some exceptions. A multi-level management program isn't necessarily bad as far as legalities are concerned. But like I said, not trying to justify it, just explaining. Helps if I use the right connector, huh? Okay, I got distracted there. But you learn a lot about yourself doing those types of jobs. Like the fact that I learned that I don't like being in sales. Yeah, no, it is Pyramid Scheme 2.0. But yeah, the problem that you run into, like I said, is that you have to be careful because you start talking about the legalities of some of this stuff. And some places, pyramid schemes are straight up illegal. Some of them, it depends, because you have companies like Amway, which, you know, technically were pyramid schemes at one point, but they've become multi-level marketing and multi-level management things. So yeah, it's a weird situation, which is one of the reasons why I got out of it. And, you know, like I said, I look back at it, I really enjoyed the people that I worked with, because they are very, very driven, and people tend to get very, very good very, very quickly, or they don't last in it. Like any sales position, really, though. But like I said, it is interesting because you do learn a lot about what you're willing to do and how you're willing to do things. And for me, it was... I've always had this thing where I like interacting with people, and it gave me a chance to do that. But it also did things, you know, like I said, there were many, many areas where I'll be the first to admit, you know, there were some very questionable and shady tactics being used in some of these areas. But again, it comes down to the individual people inside of it, just like any other business. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this stuff set up. Third world country business plan. Oh, that's awesome, Sharky. I have to remember that one. Oh, let's see here. We're going to use... I think we're going to use the blast doors. So we are going to set... 2, 3, 4... How is it? Man, this auto rotate. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And what we're doing is we're basically setting up an area for us to have a ship be able to land and take off. That's 5, so we're going to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And we're just going to fill this in. And what we're going to do, once we have all of this set up, is we're going to bring over the ship, our little mobile base, and have it start welding all of this stuff up. But I'll probably do the welding off, or at least most of the welding off camera. I'll bring the ship over. We need to get it hooked up to the supply system. Damn it. And keep dragging things back and forth here. I didn't want anyone saying that we were making a giant cross in the ice here. So. Oh. Now I could use heavy armor blocks. The reason I use the blast door blocks is that they don't require metal grids. Because I don't like having to make metal grids. They're a huge waste of resources to make them. Panda is a bear. Sometimes, like they say, don't poke the bear, right? Now what I may end up doing is I may... Oops, if I have the right block selected. I may come back and redo some of this later, right? Like I'm going to probably end up making this a little bit bigger. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and build this out. And yeah, I'm going to start running into performance issues because I've got basically a length of piping that's like 200 meters long. There we go. Alright, so let's go and grab this going. So for the folks who have wandered in, happy Wednesday. If you're in the US, happy Valentine's Day. Best wishes to you and your family and assorted loved ones, no matter who or where they may be. Hopefully you get to enjoy the day with your family and friends. And if not, you know, at least you get to enjoy part of the day with us here. Hopefully we count as extended friends, if not extended family. Just remember, I don't loan money to friends or family, so. I learned that the hard way. Oh. Well, the whole point behind it is that while I was doing that job, right, while I was doing that sales piece, I actually was known, for those who don't know California, specifically San Francisco, they have an area in San Francisco known as the Castro, right, the Castro district. This is an area that's predominantly associated with the homosexual culture specifically in San Francisco and California. Be it gay, lesbian, bi, whatever. It's kind of for lack of a better term, one of the capitals of this culture. And so a bunch of the people over there knew me because I was one of the people who would go through this area to do sales. And there was this, I wish I could remember the name of the company because I'd love to give them a shout out because they It was this chocolate company over there. Well, it was like a boutique store that specialized in chocolate and candies and stuff. And the guys that ran the place, absolutely the friendliest people I'd ever met inside the chocolate industry. And you know, they were like, if you were willing to flirt with them, got free candy. Didn't matter if they knew it was all just in good fun. And just absolutely brilliant guys. A lot of fun hanging out with them. So, oh, but yeah. Anyway. And before anyone asks, my personal opinion is, as long as everybody's consenting and no one gets hurt, that's all that matters. Anyway, so on to a less politically charged topic. Oh. Go ahead and get this thing framed in here a little bit. Let's see here. Yep, chocolate, the ultimate vegetable. Okay, I need to move my foot, pups. My dog has put his head down on my foot, and I had my foot on it turned to the side, and my dog's head is like a third of his body mass, so. It might be. Alright, so we have a bit of a landing area here now. That's going to be a lot of plates. Okay, so what we're going to do, let me get over here. Let me see what we're doing for plates over here. I think we're out of plates on this ship, right? How much iron do we have? Yeah, we are completely out of steel plates. Alright, so let's get some iron mined up. Actually, what are you running for production queues right now? Tim's not running anything. You've got 19 or 17k queued. Alright, so basically we just need to go mine some iron. Okay, that's easy enough. Hey Guy and Gray, how you doing? No, I'm actually playing single player right now. I do sometimes stream some multiplayer. Usually it's when I have like Sharky with me, or maybe S'more, Adred, and Redaboo, some of those folks, just depending on what we're doing. But today we're just doing some solo stuff, getting some work done. Oh, I should probably not run into walls. But welcome to the stream. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're just talking about random everything today. For those who are new to the channel, you'll not hear me talk basically religion or politics. Almost everything else is okay. So, those are about the only topics I don't touch because, you know, everyone's beliefs are just that. Their beliefs. And, you know. Alright, so. Besides, I never understood why folks that are doing things in games bring those types of topics into the games. You know? Anyway. So grab a little bit more iron. Basically just trying to get some of this mined up. We do have the build and repair turned on, so it's gathering the iron for us. What about the gaming religion? talking about gaming religion, it's got to be lamp. If it's not lamp, you're a heretic. What's sad is I've been part of the Star Citizen community long enough to actually remember the live stream that lamp became a thing. Hey Slicer, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome to the community. Now, for the folks who are interested in becoming members of the community, there are multiple ways of doing it. Following us over here on Twitch or on YouTube are both great ways to do it. You can also join us over on our Discord. Let me do this really quick. So if you hit us up over on Discord, you can actually hang out with us over there. It's one of the better ways of getting a hold of us. You can also find me over on Twitter. Make it a little easy for everybody to find us here. And if you're interested in following us over on the YouTube side, you can find us over there as well. Now, I do tend to scatter things between both Twitch and YouTube. Things like this particular series, part of it is live streamed here, part of it is live streamed over on YouTube, and then there are behind the scenes videos that get put out every so often. I'm a little bit behind on the behind the scenes stuff, like about a week and a half. But those videos will be up by this weekend. I've got them going through edit right now, so. I'm very quiet. Let me check here. We'll try boosting it a little bit, see if that's any better. Let me know if that works out a little better for you. Yeah, not sure what's going on with that. Every so often I get people that tell me that it sounds really quiet for them, but it's okay for everybody else. So I don't know if I know Windows will sometimes reset volume, specifically when they do updates. So you might want to check your application's volume, but other than that, I mean, I trust people generally know what their settings are, so. Yeah, I don't know if it's still really quiet. I apologize. All right. So we're gonna get a little bit more of this out of here. So is the music really quiet as well, or is the music sound like it's louder than my voice? Yeah, it's really weird because I'm looking at my audio monitoring. Okay, so for those who don't know, I use OBS for my broadcast, and I'm looking at my audio levels, and my audio levels are really bloody high. Actually, they're higher than I like to have them. Let's try this then. Maybe. Let's see here. So what we'll do, let's close that out. Let me play with the audio. See? Yeah, weird. Yeah, see, I will do this. All right, and that is that any better? How's that? Let's try those. I apologize for the folks that had good audio before. I just tried boosting the mic settings. Let me know if that's any better or not. All right. Yeah, like I was saying, Windows sometimes resets audio settings, and it dropped my mic input to 65%, so I need to turn off some of the auto controls again. I don't know why Microsoft insists on turning that crap back on. So for those who don't know, Windows actually has this wonderful little piece of code, and I say wonderful in a most ironic manner. basically what it does is it'll try to auto level all of your audio. You know, it's that whole user experience crap. And I keep turning it off, and at like all of the support features and everything for that. And Microsoft keeps turning it back on every time they update, so. Alright. So yeah, if it sounds like the audio drops out again, let me know. And what I'll do is I'll probably have to spend a couple of hours digging around in Windows to break their crap again. It's a constant fight between me and Microsoft over the control of my system. That's about the closest to politics I'll get today. Alright, so anyway. Alright, so let's go see how much iron we mined up here. Oh. S'more isn't banned for breaking the mining ship. He's just on timeout. It's all good. Alright, so I'm gonna see how much of it did you get? So let's grab. We can actually grab quite a bit of it, surprisingly. Yeah, the problem is that I use a lot of things that are unfortunately not available on Linux. Like most of my editing software is not Linux friendly, so unfortunately. But here's what it is. We do what we have to with what we got, right? So let's go ahead and get this in here. And basically what I'm doing is just dropping off the material so that we can get the ship producing stuff again. I want you over there. There you go. Because I don't want Tim grabbing all of the iron to build whatever Tim wants to build. So. Oh. How long do we let S'more out of the corner? That depends. We haven't decided yet. Well, Steam actually has a Linux library. I forgot what the web address is for it. But they have a list of all of the games that are Linux compatible on the Linux launcher, so definitely check with them. But my wheel hubs are upside down. Yeah, I know. Hey Don, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Are they? Did I put them upside down again? Oh no, they're just right here. Oh crap, they are upside down. The piston's on the bottom. Son of a... that figures. Not that I'm really that worried about it. It works, that's all that matters. Leave the parking brake on. There you go. Wait, I thought the piston was supposed to be on the bottom. See, now you got me confused. No, they're right side up. They're right side up. Are they? Well, maybe they are upside. No, I guess they are upside down. Son of a bitch. God. Oh, it's okay. We have the ability to turn them right side up. That's fine. Yeah, they keep changing the damn graphic. Let's see here. Because they're supposed to go that way, right? Piston on the top. Support bar on the bottom. All right. Yeah, I'll fix it off camera. It's fine. It's all good. Yeah, I just go with the height offset. But it's fine because I actually put a crane together. So I've got the little crane over here that specifically to pick that thing up to do work on it like that. So yeah, I thought I'd put them. I thought I had set them up so that the piston was on top. But right, so what we're gonna do? Show you. We're gonna go ahead and drop over here really quick. And let's make sure our engines are actually on. We don't want to blow anything up if we don't have to. Now, when I disconnect the landing gear, what's going to happen is the port side crane assembly is going to reset itself, which just irritates the hell out of me. So, but see what I was talking about? When I have the landing gear on it so that we can actually use it as a crane, it basically rips itself apart. Just press X to fix. Yeah, pressing X will fix the problem, won't it? Alright, so what we're going to do is let's get ourselves over here. I do actually want to put in a... I need to put a connector on this thing, a lower connector somewhere to be able to dock it up. I'm thinking I may do a piston assembly. I know, pistons and connectors, never a good idea. So we're gonna get this thing about here, I think. So that should be close enough to get all of this welded up. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take that rotor off. I don't know why it's doing that either. Because it's only that one that's doing it. The one on the starboard side doesn't do it. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Like I said, I'll just probably end up taking it apart and rebuilding it. Alright, let's see what we've got for plates here. Interior plates. Steel plates are being made. Interior plates. I'm gonna have to set my or reset my queue, I think. Oh, da 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 da. So basically it looks like our utility functions. Sorry, just looking for my looking for the hard-coded queue set. What I hate about production queues. Alright. I might have to go through this offline too. Yeah, I'll go through this offline because I'm not going to go through and do a line-by-line code debug. All right, so how much iron? Actually, you know what? Let's just use the quick one. All right, 719. We are using them. Okay, so we've got 126k ore. That's good. It's producing everything. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna reset my quota off camera, I think. I'll basically have to go through, look at our levels, and see what we're building, but what I'm gonna do here is let's go ahead and take you out so we can check our progress down here. Okay, so it ended there. How far back did it make it is the question. So what I'm probably going to do is I'll probably go into the base. Yeah, let's go into the base. And what we'll do is we'll set it up to queue up the materials for like 1,000 of these things. Well, you're actually still building, so you're going to go about, you should make it about halfway back to the base with this. If not all the way back to the base. All right. And since most of the parts basically are just iron, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Just go ahead and make, let's make 2,000 plates. Make 2,000 small tubes. Actually, you know what? Cancel you. We have multiple assemblers. We may as well use them, right? Construction components. That requires nickel, which we don't have in the base. But that's okay. Let's go grab some nickel out of the ship really quick. Hey, Mortibus. Yeah, we always need more iron. Welcome to the stream, man. Happy Wednesday, and for the folks in the U.S., happy Valentine's Day. Well, even if you're not in the U.S., happy Valentine's Day if you happen to celebrate it. Hopefully you get to spend your day, or at least a good portion of your day, with your friends, family, and loved ones. Wipe the game drive. C drive is next. Nice. 9 million ore. Very nice. Are you using the modified Earthbreaker drill, or are you doing this with one of the other drill mods or vanilla drills? The tiered drills? Is that's not Azimuth's, right? Because I know that Azimuth has the tiered thrusters. Did they do the tiered drills as well, or is that M Master? Because I think M Master did a tiered system too. Tiered ship tools. Oh, all right. Workshop. What's sad is that you guys can't see me going to the workshop right now. I would be nice if you could. Those are the ones from Newtguard? Man, I haven't seen Newtguard's name in a while. Nice. Alright. Subscribe. I may not use them in this playthrough, but I'll use them in my heavily modded game probably. Yes, because I don't want you seeing my desktop. Oh. Silly Sharky. Oh, we wanted to get nickel and take the nickel into the base. That's right. Let's see here. Do we have... Oh, actually, you know what? How much of this can we carry? We can carry 31k of it. Look at that. Awesome. Perfect. You had the problem where you could see things with your mind? Well, I mean, technically everyone sees with their mind, so. Just drop you in the connector. And have you queue up 1,000 of those. How much iron do we have anyway? Almost. No, we've got iron. Meet you. Plenty of iron. Okay. And I'm going to see if... So you haven't started producing... Yeah. Why does it look like the assembler... Oh, you know what? I think I turned the assembler off. And repair system. Yep. There we go. Yay! Now I need to turn the volume of that thing down. Come here, Bob. You're a little chatty today. We need to calm you down. Let's go 15%. That's better. All right. Awesome. So between the two systems, we should soon have connection out here. Hopefully. Alright, so what are you missing? You're missing construction small steel tubes. Given the amount of iron you have, you should not be missing anything over here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and queue up 2k of those. You take over that. Take over that. And do something like that. So yeah, I need to basically go through and rebalance the queue system. That's fine. See how far back we can get in there. 4 million plates? Very nice. I see welding going on. I see red eyes. Alright, so we can actually get most of the way through this. Nice. So it's just missing motors at this point? Alright, so... to here, it's just missing motors. Okay. So as the motors finish up, that's good. So basically as the motors finish up, we'll start getting these things online. Nice. Ravcore and Yaman. Now, are those custom planets that you did, or are those the ones off the workshop? Because I've seen the Yemen planet name pop up a few times. Workshop, okay. Awesome, thank you. Appreciate that. So Ravcore is the molten planet, the lava planet. And Yemen is the ice planet, is that right? It's actually like a moon or something like that? Or am I thinking something else? Yeah, and I hear you about the making mods. There's some scripting that I need to do, but I don't want to sit down and do the C# to do to do the scripting. Oh, so ship's okay. Everything over here is okay. We've got steel plates being made. Both are lava planets? Okay. Yeah, because somebody told me about. I think somebody was talking about RavCore a couple of days ago. But I haven't actually used any of those custom planets. Oh, nice. Yeah, we were actually talking about the using scripts and stuff to set up auto mining and getting things like relayed between bases and stuff. Because you used to be able to do a lot of it with the remote control block, and the changes over the last like year or so have slowly driven remote control autopilot insane. So. All right. 2.7, just making sure these things are lining up. Yeah, close enough. Close enough for government work. Alright, so what are you missing? You're just missing construction components. Construction components. Alright, so I think we actually have a bunch of construction components over here. This is why I'm trying to get all the connections done, so that we can actually get all of our inventory together. Nope, guess not. Oh, helps that I got too used to using that as the interface for the connector. All right. That's enough for what I need. All right. Earth Lake to space station. Very nice. That sounds like it was an awesome build, though. So, that is rather awesome, man. Okay, so... Completely on solar panel? How many solar panels are you running? Or you just have it set up basically with a lot of batteries then? Or are you just actually completely on solar panel? Alright, so... Did we burn through all of those? You're done. So you ran out of iron. You ran out of iron. I thought we had more iron. Yeah, see, we got plenty of iron. What the... Oh, it's because it's already in an assembler. There we go. Hey, look at that. It helps when I don't drop all of my metal into a single assembler, huh? Okay, so let's go see what we're looking like over on this side while this thing is producing more parts. I mean, that's, yeah, especially if you're just shipping things back and forth, that means you don't have to lose time with your ships docking up and pulling uranium and processing the uranium. That's a great idea. That is a lot of uranium to mine out, man. So I'm guessing this is a long-term solo play. So you need construction components. You need construction. You need motors. All right. All right, so this is going to slowly weld itself up then. I think we have it positioned. I might need to to move the ship just a little bit. No, actually, because that is, it should go to about 125-ish, so it should actually cover. Nice. That should actually, the whole thing should be able to weld itself up then. Yeah, that toolkit, one of the best things that was ever implemented in Space Engineers. I need some more construction components. We'll get the last portion of this figured out, and then we'll figure out what we want to do for connecting this beast up to the base. Oh, I see how it is. I go get the parts you need it, and now you don't need them. Right. Let's not burn more hydrogen than we need to. Son of a... One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 more to do and it's done. Yay! Oh, corruption mod is awesome. Lucas is an evil, evil person. Actually working on a... I'm building basically a like a drone base, and I'm hoping Lucas will let me use the corruption, the small AI units, because basically it's the each of the drone bays is built big enough to build the larger of his drones, but it can spit out up to 32, I think it is. 1, 4, 8, no, 16. It can do 16 in a wave. So it's basically it's 8 bays. Actually, it's 16 bays. Sorry, around the central spire, and each of the levels is 4 bays, and completely self-contained, but they're all linked together as well. So. And what did we say? We needed 8. And down we go. Watch, I'm going to get there and the entire line's going to turn green. You know it's going to happen, right? Like the explosion is just not from the PC. I don't blame you. Yeah, there was recently a somebody released a space elevator mod recently up on the workshop. Motors. So I need basically motors and 2 complete resources. Okay. Whee! Bouncing all over the place here. Okay, so in theory, that should have been enough time for you. Need motors, huh? See, easy enough. And now we have enough material to actually go build the rest of this stuff. Ow. 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 Just stop running into things. I should actually come down here and fill this all in with steel plate. Hey, we have a supply line. Look at that. Well, at that, yeah, I've not actually seen one of the space elevators collapse, so I'm kind of curious as to what would happen if you destroyed it. I mean, I know it would eventually. You could always put some thrusters on it, so that if you do separate the grids, that they the upper assembly stays in orbit. But like I said, I've never actually built one of the space elevators. Oh. I know they do weird things when you start building them, though. Well, see, the thing is, Sharky, is that unless it's got a ridiculous amount of mass outside of the gravity well, the mass inside of the gravity well will pull it down. Okay, that's good to know. I've always thought about building one, because honestly, they are more efficient as far as getting resources off the planet into the space. Nothing good happens. But yeah, it's I don't know. If I was going to do it, I'd probably do it on a custom world that was smaller. Yeah, because the way that gravity works in the game, the easiest way to sum it up is it's the difference of masses inside and outside of the gravity field. The more of the mass inside of the gravity, the larger the gravitational pull on the grid is. If you have enough of the grid outside of the gravitational well, then the effect is negligible. Or you have enough thrust to counter the mass that's within the gravity. But like I said, I've been really tempted to build one just to have it where you get outside of gravity and then take the lower blocks out to see what happens. But I have a feeling that yes, it would probably destroy my machine and all the machines in the building. So it's like even people who aren't playing Space Engineers, their systems suddenly crash. All right, so this thing's connected up, and we need to figure out where to have another connector. I could run it. I might just run it down here, maybe. Because I could move the ore detector. Oh, let's grab hydrogen really quick. No. Works up to 30 kilometers, okay? That's good. Well, yeah, no, the idea was that I would be building a conveyor pipe in the middle. And then what I would do for the for transit up and down, just set it up with basically a second column that you can use as an elevator shaft, and then just build like ledges in there where you have access to the conveyor network to be able to recharge your system, your suit. And that way you can just use your hydrogen to get out of the atmosphere. And then you just leave your ship parked in orbit. The hover rail mod? I'll have to check that out. That's the one that takes the military grade hover engines and basically allows you to mount them sideways. Interesting. I'll have to look at that. Thanks for the tips on that, by the way. Appreciate it. Right. So first thing I'm going to do is let's turn off Bob here for a second. Because I don't want Bob rebuilding this, because I don't want to have an inventory full of crap. And we are going to go this way. We went to good ore detector. None of this weak crap. Complete this airball. Okay, yeah, I'll take a look at it. Yeah, I'm just now getting into the hover and the aerodynamic and deadly reentry. I really like the deadly reentry. Unfortunately, most people don't. I think it's in the name. You know. Oh, I do have plates. Okay, and I don't think I can sneak you in there. Kind of no. So I have to go. From the top or from the side. I mean, I could. I don't really want to do it this way, but I don't want to have piping running all over the ship. This is the one big thing about when you're using as vanilla as possible in your build, is that you end up having to make a lot of compromises. Because there are a lot of things that you can get mods for. Unfortunately. Let's see here. If we do... Grab that out. We're going to grab this. So what I'm thinking is piston connector here. And connector. Steel plate. Always missing the steel plates. Okay. Wow, I'm really missing steel plates. Alrighty then. Let's head over here for a second. Let's grab some... I think we've got some steel plates over here, right? Yeah, we got a few. Yeah, should work. And once we get all of this welded in and set up... There we go. And yeah, I'm gonna move that spotlight. I'll actually rotate that spotlight so that it's pointing down. I'll change the color so that I know that what it's for. I've gotten into the habit of using spotlights now for connectors, so I can see them from third person. And base Bob. Go to work, Bob. Have fun. All right. I'm going to drop this stuff off in here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping this up. Let's see if there is anybody else doing some space engineers today. Let's see who else has got some space engineers going on. I heard something. What is that? Mm-hmm. Well done. Thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate that. Welcome to the community. All right, let's see here. Anybody? All right. Anybody got any recommendations? Let's see here. Let's go. Oh, taking a look around here just to see what we got going on. All right, I think we found somebody. Let's go ahead and we will go pay a visit to this person. Now, I have not followed this person before, so let's just go show some love. Give them a good old-fashioned panda pounce. Let them know that they are appreciated. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I want to thank you all for stopping in. Welcome to the community, to the new folks. If you enjoyed it, awesome. Hope to see you back here next time. Our next Twitch-based stream will be Friday at 5 p.m. U.S. Pacific time. Roughly 4 hours, 2 days and 4 hours from now. Anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Have a terrific week, and we'll see you back here next time for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody.